Hello and welcome back to another episode. Now today there's really only one topic on the lips of all of my geeky friends here in the UK and indeed abroad, and that is Pokémon Go. We actually got Pokémon Go in the UK yesterday afternoon. I downloaded it as soon as possible. I was actually out and about when the news dropped, as it were. So I came home, connected to Wi-Fi, downloaded the app, and then I've been playing it really ever since. And I really like it. I'm really enjoying Pokémon Go. It is, in so many ways, the type of augmented reality experience that I've been yearning for a long time. And I just wanted to put this into some sort of context, some sort of quasi-historical context, certainly for me personally. This notion, for me, really first began in my life with the Tamagotchi. In the late 90s, there was such a huge fad, which spread across the world, but certainly came to my part of North Wales. And people were just obsessed with Tamagotchi. And I had some friends who were a little bit more well off, shall we say, had a bit more money, who had several Tamagotchi each. They were looking after them, these little egg-shaped things with the LCD screens, and feeding them, training them, playing with them, this kind of thing. And as much as they looked like lots of fun, I did try a Tamagotchi. I didn't buy one. I tried like a friend's one for a little bit. Excuse me. As much as I tried them, I didn't really like them because they felt like they had a built-in obsolescence. You're going to get bored with them. There's only so much you can do with them. You can only feed something so many times. Even children, you want some sort of interaction with a baby, don't you? And so when it came to Tamagotchi, it just felt a little bit like it was essentially the very epitome of pointless busy work. You're carrying it around. And yes, I know later on there was the ability to, for example, to connect Tamagotchi together. There was elements of a bit more life to them, but I never really knew of a culture surrounding it taking off successfully. Certainly not where I was. Essentially, it was a bunch of individuals who were training and feeding and playing with these Tamagotchi, completely isolated. So there's that element. But then also there's this augmented reality element where I've tried augmented reality type games and scenarios in different forms over the past few years, really. For example, there's a zombie game which I tried, which attempts to sort of make it so that, for example, local shops and things become lootable areas, and you have to try and fend off attackers. You have to try and build a local, zombie base kind of thing, and it works, but it also becomes really tiresome because essentially it's not cooperative. There's no sense of essentially, you have to be really aware of whether or not someone's going to attack your base and wreck it, basically. So when they loot where you are, it's destroyed and you have to start again. And I haven't got time for that. I can't be bothered with that, to be honest. I'm not that interested in the augmented reality experience. To actually literally see it as, okay, well, while I'm away, people can just wreck the place, and no, that's not part of the fun for me. So there's that. But then also things like geocaching or for example, the augmented reality version of geocaching, where your little sort of presents are sort of dotted on the screen. That also feels kind of, at times, pointless. I quite enjoy actual geocaching. That can be fun. We've done that with some friends in local parks and in the countryside, this kind of thing. And actually around town, you'd be amazed at the places where people put geocaches. But that's fun because actually, again, that's a bit more productive. But when it comes to the augmented reality stuff, all you're doing is just box ticking. Oh yeah, been here, tick, been here, tick, been here, tick. And so really with Pokemon Go, it feels like they're merging so many of these aspects which I've wanted to get into. I wanted to see them work well and to see them work in a way which is fun. And Pokemon Go so far seems to be achieving that. I don't have to be on it all the time. No one's going to take my shit. No one's going to wreck where I live. So I can engage with it when I have time. For example, at the moment it's in the mornings, it seems. This morning I went to a couple of poker stops on the way home from dropping off my wife at work. I'm able to discover things in the landscape. For example, picked up a few new Pokemon this morning. Actually, so far I'm doing not too bad, actually. I've got let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16 Pokemon. So, you know, I'm doing okay. Can you sort of see that on the screen? Yeah, that's not too bad. Not too bad. You know, but I've got them, and you know, I can now work on them in my leisure. It's not something that I have to be always switched on for. You know, with the Tamagotchi, they could die on you if you didn't feed them regularly enough. You just wake up one morning and they'd be dead. You know, like, which isn't fun. That's not fun. So there's that element, and there's also the element. Actually, I've literally just got home from the school run, dropping my wife off at work, and the guys next door. Let me explain that. Next door downstairs is a flat, and the chap living there is in his early 20s. He seems to be a little bit going down a slightly, you know, rough path in life, possibly some low-level drug dealing, this kind of thing, you know. But he seems all right. Slightly vicious dog, but anyway, he's that kind of guy. But I literally just pulled up, and he and his friends come round to his house, and he's knocking on his door. Bruv, you gotta wake up! Come on, quick! And I'm like, what's going on? Is it what? And I opened the door, sort of, you know, slowly got out so I could sort of slightly eavesdrop. And he's there, like, going, over there, a street over there, just over there, loads of Pokemon. Come on, gotta go. And that's fantastic because it's communal, it's engaging, it's getting people out and about, even engaging with people who, you know, I would never have normally see. When Tamagotchi was a thing, I would hide Tamagotchi from people like that. You know, I'd be like, oh shit, you know, they're gonna completely, you know, beat me up or something. But no, it's engaging people because everyone's got, well, no, not everyone, but lots of people have got a smartphone. If they're lucky enough to have it, then they can have a go at Pokemon Go. So it's even engaging people on that sort of level. And actually, just out the window here, I can see my local Pokemon gym. It's basically a shop at the end of the road there. It's quite a big shop just down there. And then my local Pokemon store is two corners in that direction. So it just feels like the whole world is slightly different because of this app. It's really weird, and that's one of the things about augmented reality which I really wanted, is to actually feel as though when you go out, you are achieving something. You're not just kind of, because with for example, the zombie game, again, all you're doing is kind of box ticking. You're going, okay, I loot this shop, or I defend that bit, or whatever, without really being there. But the fact that you have to sort of walk around, you have to actually engage with your surroundings and explore, is one of the most crucial parts of the promise of augmented reality, which I never quite saw delivered with previous games. So I suppose what I'm saying is I'm really enjoying it, and I'm liking the way it's bringing together all this stuff which I've wanted to like for so long and have never quite managed to like. It also means that the dog's going to get far more walks as well. I'm going to be taking him out over, you know, especially over that way, where apparently there's lots of Pokemon. And the fact that you can listen to people, find out tips that, oh, I see, and then sort of, you know, go off and explore. It's magnificent, absolutely magnificent. So I'm loving it, and long may it continue. Now, there's rumours on the horizon of you know, new features being added to the app, the ability to transfer Pokemon from person to person. If that happens, that's just going to build up this social element, and I'm all for it. I like Pokemon. Well, not like, I love Pokemon. I loved them growing up. I got really into the trading card game, actually, which I'll probably talk about in a future video. But this seems to be taking some of the bits that I've just really wanted to get into, from not just Pokemon, but also other media, and he's just playing with it beautifully. So I'm all for it. Also, actually, our local Roman fort apparently is a Pokemon gym as well. That's quite cool. I found that on the way home. So it's going to be interesting to see who's in charge at the Segadon and Roman fort in the months to come. I'm having a blast. If you haven't tried it yet, I highly recommend it. It's lots of fun, but crucially, it's not a time-sucking game. I'm sure some people will become totally obsessed with it, but I'm able, and this is the best part about it, is that I am able to engage with it when I have time, and not feel as though I'm being penalised or being punished or having things taken away from me, because I also have a job and life and work and family and whatever to deal with. So it's good. It's good. It's a good. Yeah. Anyway, guys, definitely try it out. As ever, until next time, do take care. Bye bye.